What's up? This is Willie, aka Unofficial Ninja.
Zach, Romeo 313.
Jules, Fade Alexander.
Brandon, Kirito.
And today we're doing another Nerdgasm Channel Podcast. And basically, we're winging it. It's Saturday morning, pretty early, and we just couldn't come up with topics, really. So bear with us and join us on this journey of what happens.
Not much really happened this week, except for some tragic things. So honestly, in the realm of pop culture, of nerdy things that have gone on, it's really kind of been a slow week or 2 weeks.
Way to break it down, Zach. Jeez.
No.
Like,
I'm not bringing it down. I'm just kind of explaining why we really don't have anything prepared. I mean, we sat, and we're probably going to talk about some things that we've already talked about, but I have a little more perspective on this.
I think the thing that blew me away was the fact that Julian said he had no Nintendo news, which is funny because this was the day that I really hoped he had Nintendo news. He doesn't. He doesn't.
I'm sure he'll come up with something.
Like, I was thinking about looking up Nintendo news myself, and then no.
We need to have like a jingle for that.
Nintendo news.
With Julius.
Give us your money now.
Sponsored by nobody. Yet.
And
I stole that from TNT.
TNT.
EJ's Neato Stat of the Night. Sponsored by nobody. You ever watch the show? Anyways. So what do we want to talk about first?
I guess we could throw in the PS 4.5, which we speak a little bit on last podcast. Kirito's over there rubbing his hands together, so hopefully he had some stuff to say about it. But
I think he's more of an Xbox guy anyways.
Well,
yeah, but he's a gamer.
I'm more of an Xbox guy, but I'm partially a PlayStation guy. But the big thing is, they did this last console generation the same way. A few years later, they came out with new versions of their consoles.
Sure.
Now, for Microsoft, it was mostly due to all the hardware failures they had.
Sure.
They had to come out with something new.
Mm-hmm.
They came out with the black Xbox, and then they quickly started pushing out the Elites.
Mm-hmm.
Sony came out with the Slims.
But that wasn't a hardware
But it
upgrade.
wasn't much of a hardware upgrade.
Yeah.
You know, they said that this console generation is going to last 10 years plus because technology is so far advanced. And yet now we're already hearing, well, with 4K TVs, with VR coming, we got to push it. So here we are, 2 years? Almost 2 years into the console generation?
Is
A
it
year
2?
and a half?
2014.
I feel like it's 3 years now.
Yeah, almost 3 years.
Yeah.
So obviously we're nowhere near 10 years.
No.
But the big question for me is, if they really push the hardware to where it's so much better than what the PlayStation 4 has now, the 4K, the VR, and all these things, are we going to start seeing content that just doesn't function
On a
for
regular
us
PS4?
regular PS4 users? And so then you have this separation when really it's just supposed to be an improvement. I've seen people liken it to Apple's upgrades when they give you the iPhone 15 and then a year and a half later they give you the 15S. I think this is going to be a little bit more than that. So,
well, I would liken it to like the 32X, possibly Sega's 32X, where if they actually start releasing games only for the 2.5 or 4.5, then yeah, that could burn them really bad. So they got to be really careful, what they do.
I agree with that statement, but here I go. I get to put it in. Nintendo has done this to us time and time again, right? Mm-hmm. Nintendo has done this to us time and time again, but they've actually made peripherals to where you can still play those older games on their newer systems. Superboy, so forth and so on.
All the Nintendo handhelds.
All the Nintendo handhelds. And then eventually they die off the new... And this, technically, I guess, their 3DS, the new 3DS XL, is the first one where they've said, you've got to buy games specific for this system.
yeah.
I think also, though, it might be easier to digest a handheld system versus buying a whole new console. For some people.
Not when the handheld's $249 and you're PlayStation's what, $299, $399? It's not
When
that much difference.
When it came out, it was $399.
Yeah.
So I would expect that a new version would be $399. And then we would expect to see some sort of price drop. Hopefully, get the consoles to more people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the group that just couldn't buy even a $300 console. Maybe if they can push it down to the $250, give them more game. You know, more games come out, people will adopt it. But I'm just concerned that they do that. Microsoft will probably follow suit.
Of course.
And we are a technology-driven society. I always want the new phone when it comes out.
Sure.
I'm like, I gotta buy a new Xbox now. I gotta buy a new PlayStation now because I want to be able to do the VR, and I want to be able to, if I get a 4K TV, I want my machine to be able to do it. And if it exists, I'm probably gonna buy it. But it feels a little bit like Destiny. And this game's going to last for 14 years. Oh, by the way, we're releasing a new game in 2 years type of thing, where this console's going to last the next 10 to 12 years. But I think this is going to be a big improvement. Obviously, there's a lot more information that they'll release over time. But
have there been any speculated release dates?
Not that I've seen.
I think that if they want to push it out, they'd want to push it out this
Christmas,
Christmas.
the holiday season is what people think it's going to be.
Now, I don't know. But, I mean, I'll put it this way. We've also seen, you can look back at technology when it comes to televisions, and the push for 4K is strong. I remember when it was first even mentioned, and they were like, did you know that there's something better than 1080p? And everybody was like, what the fuck are you talking about? 1080p is high definition, looks great. And then they were like 4K, and then you saw those first couple of demos on the floor at like a Best Buy or something like that, and you're like, damn, that's pretty nice, but nothing's running on it. So I mean, like, you're showing me a demo, like I mean,
and still you're very limited on what you can see in 4K.
Absolutely,
basically online, Amazon
Netflix,
Prime, Netflix, and YouTube.
But I will say this: with the push for 4K, because 8K was announced. The market trend could completely flip, and what I mean by that is, so everybody is adopting 4K right now, and for some reason, if the higher ups somewhere decide let's support 8K, then you're gonna have to get you're not gonna have to get a new TV, but it'll definitely leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth because they made the 4K so affordable at a very quick rate compared to HD. So
took HT a pretty good while to get down to where it was affordable for the general populace.
Now 8K looks amazing, and it's usually it's gonna be for big screens. We're talking like 135 inch 8K televisions. So I think Samsung has one.
That's weird. Did you say that? Because if it's made for that resolution, the average consumer doesn't have a house that accommodates that big of a television.
I agree.
If you're blind, though, you don't want to wear your glasses while you watch TV.
But
if you're blind, what kind of TV are you watching?
But I'm talking about like you could barely see. Like that's me.
But the next thing that you have to understand, though, is when it comes to a television that size, that's about the size of a really big projector, like an in-home projector, you would find at a really rich person's home theater room, or it's gotten to the point where you could DIY yourself, buy the screen, buy the projector, mount it, all that stuff. But it's basically a wall. So if you have wall space, I mean,
true, but then you have
to
organize your house to accommodate
wall space. Some people do that. Like I'd do that.
But you don't have a wall big enough.
This wall would be big enough. It would just be blocking, obviously.
TVs?
It would be block the TV. Well, no,
not the TVs, the windows.
Yeah, it would be blocking the windows.
The windows are the TV to outside. They're like the screens to the TV outside. Like it's the ultimate HD in VR. You didn't miss anything. I think it's. I wonder if you pronounce it "sexy juice."
I think so.
For Twitter, I believe so too. He's actually one of our Facebook followers too. So
I don't know. We'll see about 8K, I guess.
8K folks.
And take this with a grain of salt. I work with a bunch of people that do custom installs. They go to CES, and from what they've heard, they want 8K to be back. Not them, but like the higher ups. Now, problem is, you're going to sell more TVs in the 60 to 50 to 60 to 70 range at this point in time. I mean, can you imagine growing up that you'd have a 70-inch TV or even a 50-inch TV? That's just insane. So we'll have to see what they want to do with it. And with the advent of OLEDs, you know, being able to like basically have a screen, just like something flat,
Yeah.
you know, project a resolution like that.
The 4K TVs are super skinny, so.
And 4K looks great. I mean, I think it might be one of those instances where 4K, even though the density of pixels in an 8K there's more, it might be like, if you look at it, you're like, I don't really see the difference. Like 1080i, 1080p, you know, it's not going to be a deal breaker, so to speak. But I don't know. Let's stop talking about TVs because we're trying to ramble.
I'm trying. Stop me from rambling.
Like I asked Jessica to give us the topic idea, and she's like, "Why not the?" Oh, you were going to talk about this too. Trailers.
Yeah.
Stuff. So she's like the new Suicide Squad trailer.
Looks good.
Haven't seen it.
Oh yeah. Are you trying to avoid the trailers on this, or
I don't
you
watch
just
trailers
don't
in
watch?
general, typically now. And we've had this conversation multiple times, but I don't watch them because they tell you they don't really give you the story of a major plot point, but you get it. You see most of the action scenes. You're going to hear all the punchlines, you know, or a good chunk of the 75% of the punchlines. You know, you could pretty much piece together the movie, you know, in some cases. And so I have noticed since since Avengers 2 that, because Avengers 2 was really the one that I stopped watching trailers on. And every movie I've seen since then, pretty much, I might watch one trailer. I've enjoyed all of those movies so much more than my friends who have watched all the trailers. Now that could just be personal preference on the movie, but a lot of people, particularly in Deadpool, I didn't watch any Deadpool trailers because I really anticipated that movie. And a lot of people that I've spoken to have said that, well, all the jokes were in the trailer. You know, you got
That's absolutely false.
Correct.
That is absolutely false. In fact, that was the one rare instance in a movie where I was like, they showed you a shit ton in the trailer, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but you walked away and was like, damn, there was so much stuff in that movie that, you know.
And
so, I don't know.
So, from the individuals that I spoke to, that's what they said. And so your opinion is your opinion, but I have avoided
I
all
thought you were going to
trailers.
say your opinion's invalid. I was like,
So,
damn.
I
Drop the mic. He leads the podcast.
So, but I'm just saying,
Dude,
I've
come
enjoyed
back
all
here.
those movies so
He's
much
talking.
more. I've enjoyed all those movies so much more because I didn't see I didn't see anything. I really didn't see anything. So
No,
I sit in the movie and it's a brand new experience.
I'm definitely the kind of guy who I just have to consume ahead of time. Gears 4 beta came out.
Mm-hmm.
I knew exactly what it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beta. It's a multiplayer beta.
Let's
even,
talk
so
about
you know what
that.
that's going to be. I know, without a doubt, no matter what's in that beta, however good or bad it is, I'm going to buy the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I've consumed every other Gears game, even Judgment. I'll admit it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've come to terms with that. I'm a survivor. But
months and months.
I
of
know
counseling.
I'm gonna buy it. But the idea of being able to play even a small piece of it ahead of time, or watch a new trailer, or watch those gameplay videos when people get games early.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm spoiling the first 45 minutes of the game for myself, but I have to know now. Even though it's a week, I have to see it now, and because I'm that guy, so I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I gotta have it as fast as I can.
And that doesn't spoil it for you, right?
No, if anything, it makes me be able to get through the first 45 minutes of Dark Souls easier than the rest of the game.
I think it just depends on, like, you know, how much I care about whatever it is. You know, like,
I'll agree with that.
If the movie is something that I really, 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 really want to see, well, yeah, I'm probably going to spoil it based solely on trailers. Games, like, I downloaded the, Gears beta, and I'll buy the game, but I haven't even had time to play it. And I'd like to segue eventually into you talking about that, because I'm curious. What about you, Willie?
I'm kind of a mix in between. Like, I've got to where I don't watch as many trailers, but at least watch one a lot of times to see if I'm even interested in it. Because, like, Suicide Squad, I really had I don't know much about it beforehand. And so I wasn't excited about it until I saw that first trailer. And I was like, wow, this actually looks like it's going to be a great movie. And so now I'm actually excited to see it. So for me, trailers can help at least give me the initial interest into the movie, and then I'll stop watching a lot of them after that.
And that makes sense.
Do you read even casting talk, like who's going to be the stars, or do you avoid everything?
I kind of try to if it's particularly, and I don't want to cut Willie off because Willie was still finishing the statement there.
Right.
But particularly if it's something I really want to see. If it's something I really want to see, I will probably maybe watch a teaser, and that's about it. But Willie, you were saying the Suicide Squad. You watched the trailer because you weren't really, you didn't really know much about it.
And it got me pumped and stuff. And so now I have a hard time not watching the other trailers when they come out because I really like that first one. So like with the last one, it seemed more like they were trying to show you that there is more joking, more I guess lightheartedness within the film with this last trailer. And I know that people were saying that they had to reshoot. They were trying to we talked about that too. That apparently they were reshooting a bunch of scenes to add more comedy to it. Mm-hmm. But the director, I believe who it was, like released a statement that they didn't reshoot any scenes for to add more comedy. It was just that the studios came back and were like, "We want you to make this as great as possible. Here's more money. Do what you need to do." And so they just basically were given more money, and so they decided to make the film even better. So they're basically reshooting stuff to see if they can make scenes even better, not just to add an element of comedy.
So were they still in production, or were they already finished? Were they already still filming when they were
wrapped?
That's what I thought too. So I wonder if we're going to be able to see the differences between those scenes that were done previous and those scenes that were done now.
Maybe the director's cut or something.
I would almost have to say that I think Batman v Superman made that happen.
Well, yeah, it was a dark movie.
Yep.
So
It wasn't very lighthearted at all. You didn't want to take your
I had that drop off, like it made all that money initially, and then it had like a 68% drop off the second week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I didn't go see it.
It didn't have longevity. That's for sure.
Like I would split on I wish it would have gone in that first week. Mm-hmm. Because now I have no really desire to see it. I'll just wait until it's on Blu-ray.
And see, I think that's the difference. And that's one of the reasons why the trailers don't matter so much to me, and that's what I wanted to talk about, is because if I'm a fan of the genre, I'm going to go see it, whether I'm interested or not. So I didn't need to see a trailer for Suicide Squad. I did watch one, but I didn't need to see it because it's a comic book movie. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go support the comic book genre in film. So for me, I don't need to see a trailer for Batman, Superman. I'm not a DC fan. Everybody knows that. Mm-hmm. I don't care about DC. I don't care about Batman. I don't care about Superman. I do like Wonder Woman, but I don't care about those characters. But it's a comic book movie. I support that genre. I support the medium that it came from. So I will go see any movie that they make. I'm not a DC fan. I don't care about Suicide Squad. I have their first appearance. Never even opened it. Never cracked it. 1982. Never watched. Never read it. But I'll go see it.
I'm trying to think.
So, that's just the way I am.
And it's pretty rare that you find a trailer that's that good to watch after the film. After you see the film. Mm-hmm. But I will say, watch the Suicide Squad one after the film. No matter how much you liked it or disliked it.
The new one, the new recut? Or
no,
I've seen the Bohemian one.
That's what I was talking about. And that was brilliant.
Yeah, because I had avoided them until then. I had avoided them because I saw the casting. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then I saw that trailer and I was like, everybody was telling me, dude, if you watch one trailer, just watch this one. And I said, fine, I'll go watch it. And I watched it and I was like, well, now I'm even more excited about the movie. And I wasn't really excited before.
I have to agree with our Twitch watcher, Straight Edge Juice. Mm-hmm. That's what it is, not Sexy Juice.
Yeah.
He said that he didn't see Batman v Superman because of the reviews, mm-hmm. and that's pretty much why I did. Like, I didn't even look at the actual reviews, but just like peers, basically just seeing like they were like, it was okay or something like that, or it wasn't great, but it was, I guess, worth the watch. Everybody just seems so blah about it, so I'm like,
it definitely wasn't enough.
My money on it, and I kind of think I already know some of what goes on.
Uh-huh.
And like at this point, I almost don't care if I even get spoilers because I'm like, you might save me time from having to watch it because people were talking about.
I didn't think it was that terrible.
I didn't either. I liked it. I actually enjoyed it.
I just thought that
Probably weird side of the spectrum.
It wasn't paced well,
No, it wasn't.
and it was a jumbled mess.
It
Maybe
had
the
focus,
director's
but-
cut will be good.
Sorry, go ahead. Were you-
Nope.
So, but the Straight Edge said that's why he got Battlefront. And I'm assuming he or she is referring to
The little demo.
the beta. That
The
came
beta,
out.
yeah.
And again, there you go. Like with games, I'll play a beta because I like to play games, and typically I'll buy it anyway, even if the beta. Well, if the beta is really horrible, I may not buy it. But if the beta's good, and the beta for Star Wars I thought was great, and then I got the game, and I was like, oh yeah, well, yeah, none of my friends are playing, and this is kind of not as fun as I wanted it to be. It was fun at first. I really liked it, but I didn't have anybody to play it with.
Well, sorry, hold on 1 second. Straight Edge Juice, just let you know, we'll first see you. He has to go back to class. But how Twitch broke that up for us, like I thought it said, gotta go back to that ass later.
This looks like
I was like, what?
So totally unrelated.
Yes.
Small segue. I can no longer play Battlefront because my EA account was compromised, and that locks you across everything.
Are you
If your
kidding me?
EA gets hacked and they shut you down, Star Wars, the MMO,
Everything. Oh,
I
yeah.
can't play. Star Wars Battlefront, when I log in, it says this user profile cannot play this game. Kicks me out.
Holy shit.
When I try to go to Origin on the PC,
Yeah.
kicks me. Totally locked out of everything. Mass Effect locked out.
Did you talk to him about it?
I've had phone calls. Every single time you talk to somebody on the phone, you have to send the email. You have to send the email, wait for the email, the security fraud team to release it, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I haven't been able to play Battlefront or Star Wars or anything for a while because at some point, when I wasn't playing any of those games, account probably got hacked. They caught it, shut it down, but it is not an easy process to get it released. Now, I'm no stranger to accounts being hacked, being a WoW player and things like that. They've made that process so simple now. You send them the photocopy of your ID, so you say who you are, who you say you are, and that thing's unlocked, it's restored, everything's good. This EA process is killing me. Yeah,
Because
it's brutal.
Yeah, I bought Battlefront based on the beta and everybody that was going to potentially play, and I put the disc in once and was like, I just don't want to play this.
but you don't really play online games anyway, though.
See, that's the thing. I did this weird shift. I just kind of want to game with a story by myself.
You don't play online. So.
I don't mind playing with a group, but you guys play kind of late sometimes, and I'm in bed real early.
Hey Brandon, will you hand me or Kirito, will you hand me my drink? On cue.
Anyways,
Pass it there.
so actually that's a pretty good segue into the whole beta for
For Gears.
Gears.
Gears 4.
I downloaded it. I don't
You haven't played it yet?
play yet. How does it look?
It looks amazing. It looks very much like if you played the remastered, version of Gears on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
That 60 frame per second, very fluid look to everything is very much present.
Okay.
It feels to me more like the remastered version, Ultimate Edition Gears, than it does any other Gears game because of that. Being a person who has played the multiplayer religiously from the very beginning, one of the biggest challenges was Gears 1, Gears 2, Gears 3, it was very choppy. When people would run and move around, the frame rate, you lose a lot.
Yeah.
And so all the characters were very jagged. Now it's almost so fluid to the point where it's a little disorienting at times.
Sure.
Even though we've been playing for a year on Ultimate Edition, it still feels a little slippery. That's a weird way to describe it, but I did a lot of testing with shot placement, which was a big problem in the earlier Gears games. You aim your reticle, shoot the wall, and you can see the bullet spray not in your targeting reticle, and that was a big issue with lag and things like that. That all seems to be solid. The gunplay, again, a lot like Judgment on the old weapons, the torque bow, the lancer, the shotgun. Some of the newer weapons are kind of strange.
Okay.
They're
you
hard
seen
to
them?
get used to.
I haven't even seen any of them yet.
I've seen some yellow industrial weapon,
And it shoots that spike and drops down.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
I can't
but,
get to it, but
but it's I've got mixed feelings so far. but I also know that I'm going to buy the game no matter what. I'm going to play the game online no matter what. And it is a beta, 3 maps, very simple, classic, just square maps. Not a whole lot of, excitement there. The new enemy type, I'm still having a hard time not seeing a traditional locust. All this time, the Gears characters look very
much like
the Gears characters. And then you look at this thing on the other side, and it's a locust, but it's not, and that's a little strange. But the gunplay feels solid, which is always good.
So I'll agree and disagree with you on one element of your gunplay. The range on the shotgun. It seems like it's bigger, longer.
Yes, I would agree with that.
I don't like that. Like, they'll stand across the stage, not across the stage, but a pretty good distance, and shoot you with the shotgun. You're like, where am I getting hit from?
Yeah.
And you're like, and then you turn around and they've walked up on you with the shotgun and blown your brains out. But that shotgun is back to being Gears 1 overpowered, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah.
And I was a big Gears fan up until because of your 2 opinions. Basically, I'd never played Judgment, but yeah.
Like, I'm not a huge Gears fan, but I have played all of them except for Judgment. And that's I didn't even realize everybody hated that game.
I didn't play it, so I don't know.
Judgment's horrible. Me and Devin and I powered through it because it was the free game on Xbox Live.
Yeah.
A while ago, and so we're like, hey, we played all the other ones, and we avoided it because of the reviews, and we slogged through it, and it's just not good.
I know what I've been in.
Totally different direction, very choppy. They did some things that were a little interesting, like the idea of being able to play a mission in an altered version that's more challenging for better reward. I think that's a great idea, but it'd be nice if they could increase the variance in that. Like, instead of it being A or B, how about you're selecting from these 3 or 4 randomly applied modifiers to change the world?
And
that would make it a lot
it's
more
basically like gambling.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
You before you start the level, you can choose to kind of make things harder on yourself for a bonus. If I remember.
Yep. Yeah, because everything in that game is score-based. Even the campaign, you're trying to achieve stars. You're trying to achieve score, and that translates to how well you're doing in the game.
And everything was broken up in short little missions.
Yeah.
So instead of being a chapter-based or even a story-based thing,
was that original on Xbox 360?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Physical copy would have been Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And it was the first one not done by the Gears team, right?
Right. Yeah, that was the first step away.
Yeah.
We're going to go a different direction, and the multiplayer was human versus human, which a lot of people had a problem with. They're like, "Whoa, where are the locusts?" Well, this is pre everything. You still have locusts. I will say their version of Beast Mode, where you were actually playing as the locusts, was very, very, very entertaining. Like, I loved that mode. Hated all of the other ones. Even to the point they changed the controls of how you select your weapons.
Oh yeah, I remember
you were selecting with Y, you were toggling, and everybody flipped out because that's not the Gears way. You have your D-pads for a reason. The new Gears 4, back to using the D-pad, very traditional controls, everything pretty much on par with all the other games.
I may have to try to play that one then.
But yeah,
to finish it out.
I do agree with the range on the shotgun. I haven't seen anything too crazy like you saw in Gears 1's, like the backpacking and people exploding when they run past you, but the range, I'm sure, they'll retool that, just like
that's
they
what
did
a
in Gears
beta's
3. They tweaked Gears 3
so
many times. They increased the shotgun, they decreased the Lancer, the stopping power was too much, and I think eventually they got to a pretty solid, well-rounded multiplayer.
I remember we played that beta together.
Yeah.
And we and that's the thing. Betas nowadays usually end up, especially if it's a shooter, it ends up being just multiplayer. And
that's where all the stress tests need to be anyway. There's no stress tests in the game, the story mode, right?
Yeah.
Usually.
Not from a balancing
build.
perspective. Balancing is all multiplayer. If you want to stress the system, put them in a map that has a large enemy content and see if it kills the frame rate.
Oh, and we got Uncharted coming out soon. I'm excited for that one.
Is that May or June?
It's going to be May 10th.
Since we're speaking of betas, though, demos, did anybody play the Doom one that recently?
No,
I didn't.
I mean, I want to play the game. It looks awesome, but it's I don't know.
I know
It's
multiplayer.
multiplayer.
Hated it, no, multiplayer at least. But
I
know
think
a lot
because
of
it didn't
people
feel
just
like
Doom.
classic Doom. It's what I heard.
Yeah, but did Doom normally have multiplayer? I thought it was mainly
Dude,
single
that's all it
player.
was.
Doom was like the
Yeah,
multiplayer.
it was one of
Was
the
it?
originals.
Yeah.
It was a single player first person shooter with multiplayer elements. I think in Doom 2.
Like there was obviously a
Right?
Doom
Is that what
story,
came out?
but multiplaer is where that
I never
game
really played. I
got
played the
a lot of
original
mileage.
Doom, which was just single
I could
player.
be wrong.
Did you get the
Now-
shareware version?
I could
I
be
don't
wrong.
remember. It's been so long. Now I know that some people were trying to see if it would be like a Quake, which a lot of people have mixed Quake and Doom and Unreal Tournament together because
Okay.
they didn't know
Yeah.
which was which, and they all looked very similar at times.
Sure.
Don't forget Heretic.
and Heretic. So I think
Favorite.
I think for the people who like that Quake style of you're running around a map, there's like 10 people just flying through hallways picking up random power ups.
Yeah.
You know,
I loved
my
Quake.
my wife would love that game. She played that religiously when she was in college, and I just never have liked the Unreal Tournaments, the Quakes. Those have never been my.
Did you ever play the
My
story,
game.
or are you talking about just
I
multiplayer?
didn't play any of them,
Ah,
but I didn't
see.
really do any real PC gaming
Okay.
until I was much older. I was a console kid. I was lucky to play Wolfenstein on my PC. That was as high tech as it got.
I started. The only reason I played Unreal because I don't think I played any of the Quake or Doom games, but I started playing Unreal Tournament some because I started watching it on Arena on Tech TV and G4 TV.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so I was like, that game looks pretty fun. And so I rented it and played it, and I was like, I really enjoy this, and I ended up buying it. But that's the only reason I even played those because I saw it on TV.
Or if it was Unreal Tournament 4 or what it was that was on the 360 that I thought was funny that they're like, oh, you've got this campaign mode, and a lot like Titanfall. Your campaign is nothing more than masked
Titanfall.
multiplayer matches with a little bit of intro. And that was a little disheartening for me. And then when it came back around in Titanfall, I'm like, I'm a story guy. I play multiplayer so I can play with you guys and with everybody else. But I am driven by my story.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if it's lackluster, or it's non-existent, like, I knew that Battlefront wasn't really going to have a mode, but I was hoping that it would have something, because Titanfall, that was my biggest disappointment. It was like, you could have had an amazing campaign with this world,
I agree.
and what you had was
Years back.
nothing but it was just multiplayer.
That's all it was.
Multiplayer with 30-second intros, and that's it. So everyone else is loading while you're watching your little video.
That's a lot like. I don't remember if y'all remember it, but it was like a PS3 game that was a mix of first-person shooter and parkour. It was supposed to be like a really big game. It was like a launch title where like one of the big
PS4.
PS3, and it was like parkour mixed with first-person shooter, and it was horrible. I remember I bought it and then ended up selling it like the week later. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was similar to that where it was story mixed with multiplayer kind of intro, and it just it did not live up to how it was hyped.
One that did live up to the parkour first-person elements was Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
I haven't played it.
I can't wait for
I
that.
just
You
played
need to.
I think the demo.
You need to. It's a good game. It's a good game, and it's fun. It's fun.
I think
I wouldn't want to try that on a virtual reality realm, but that's
I was
fun.
about to say that.
Well-
I think it's going to be compatible with it.
Is it?
I'm sure.
Well, it's
That's gonna make
It's
people
probably going to be
sick.
the
Cinema mode?
cinematic mode, or cinema mode. Yeah.
I played that game the wrong way. I was kind of an achievement whore, and I didn't fire a single weapon, so I beat the game like that. And that's not as it's fun, obviously, to try to do that because it's tough. But I can't wait for the sequel. It looks awesome. Have you seen people play it?
I played it at GameStop's demo, or GameStop's Expo that they had in Las Vegas. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. A beautiful game. The first one was pretty beautiful game. The gameplay is solid, tight. I did not experience any kind of like weird control schemes or easy pick up and play. I didn't play they had a booth for the multiplayer element if there is one. I think that's what it was over there, or maybe just been other booths, but I didn't play that. Maybe there wasn't.
Did the original have a multiplayer?
No.
I don't think so.
There was another
It's
booth
just-
for something. Maybe it was a different stage. I didn't play that one, but I played 5 minutes of it. It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
That game is.
I couldn't record it though because the guy was right there next to me.
You should just do it. Should be like, hold my phone for me and like have me like hit that button and just like hold this and just.
That
Maybe be like I like your boldness, son.
that game was a brilliant example of stage development or whatnot, because everything was pretty much intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, you're
Like,
supposed
you
to
didn't have
follow
to
red.
think about what
You're
you
supposed
were
to
doing.
follow red, and sometimes it can get to the point where you're like, they don't. It's not that they cheaped out or anything, but they don't color the next area red. But you're just kind of drawn to that way anyways. It's hard to explain. You have to play it. It's really good, or at least the first one.
Level design, I guess.
Level design, yeah.
To where it makes it linear without it feeling linear, basically. Like it makes
Well,
it
I
instead of
don't know. Honestly, I think there might have been multiple paths to the same.
so like instead of
thing.
being like a rail game, it gave you a little more freedom where it seemed like you weren't just on a straight.
Well, either
rail,
way,
actually-
you're such a parkour like master in that game that
So
you
just
really
like
don't even
real life.
think about it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hurdling over shit.
Two things. Like one, I've been watching an anime about parkour.
Okay.
I love
talked about that.
sports games.
What is it?
Called Prince of Stride Alternative.
Oh, it's not the Prince of Tennis?
No, that one was good too. I wish they would have like finished it in the U.S. like the dubbing. But yeah, it's just basically about like a parkour team, like school teams. It's kind of a mix of parkour and track kind of thing. So I don't know why, but I'm really drawn to it and I like it. I'm like on the last episode. But then also, since we're talking about games, one of the games I'm currently playing and just started playing is Pokemon X on my 3DS S, and I know it's like that's an older Pokemon game, but it's the first Pokemon game I've ever played besides like Pokemon Snap, and like I didn't realize how
Different it
Nice.
was.
like how addictive it is, and like
They're
why
great.
people like them so
It's an
much.
RPG.
Yeah, but I mean, like I sit there and I'm like, I have
Gotta
I
catch 'em
read it
all.
from GameFly, like Assassin's
RPG with a
Creed.
collection element.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I read it from GameFly, the Assassin's Creed game, the Syndicate, and I'm sitting there like, all right, I need to play Assassin's Creed because I got to send it back and stuff. And I was like, all right, just one more fight. And then like 3 hours later, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, did my little Foxy upgrade and stuff? And like,
Foxy.
yeah, because it's I forgot the actual, like, since I haven't played them in a long time, I don't remember the actual names of them. But it started out like looking almost like a fox that was on fire and stuff. And then she like it grew into like the next stage where he looked.
Evolved.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
evolved to the next stage where like she had a stick in her tail and all
Felix
that.
is kinda-
And so it's cool, and like the fact that you can play with your Pokemon
Pokemon.
in the in like
You can
that
tell
little
by your
area.
voice how excited you
Because
are
it's
about this
fun.
game.
Like
They're
I've owned
always
this
fun.
game for like
we
since
all
it
had-
released.
You know,
Yeah, we-
15 years ago. We're like, this is amazing.
Like this is the first. Like I'm just like, I was like, yeah, I just never.
So you don't have the Ruby or Sapphire?
No, like I have no Pokemon game like that. I don't own any of them except for this one, and I only got it because there was a buy two get one
Ah,
or
I
something,
remember
and
you
I got
did
that
that, yeah.
Bravely Default when I need to play too.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like,
I need to go buy this.
No, you don't. Next.
Why do I not need to buy the sequel?
I'm so angry about that right now.
Why
So
do I-
angry about Bravely Default.
I don't know
Well, hold on
if
a
I should
second,
finish
hold on
my
a
statement or
Go
not.
ahead. Go ahead.
We'll do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, like so I the reason I started playing is because I watch Team 4-Star, their streams and stuff a lot, and they've recently been doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke or whatever, which is where you go through like I didn't know about it, but I guess y'all do, where you kind of go. I don't know if you were laughing about. Okay, basically it's like you play. I forgot which Pokemon they're playing, but it's like one from like I think the Game Boy Advance. But there's certain rules, like you can only get certain creatures in certain areas. Like once when your character dies or faints, you can't use that character anymore. Like there's like certain rules to make it harder. But I've been watching that,
Yeah.
and like I don't know why, but I've been watching like they've had 30 videos so far, and each video is like 30 minutes, and I've been watching all that, and I'm like, man, this really makes me want to play Pokemon. So I went and popped that in. And I started. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. And then I got mine and like was fighting and stuff. And
What did you pick? Fire?
Yeah,
Pick
fire. Because they didn't. Even, I thought they all started with like Pikachu, Bulbasaur, and like Charmander or something.
That would have been
Pokemon
in
Blue for
Yeah,
life.
I know. So I'm like, wait. I was like, where's
Blue and red.
Charmander? And I was like, huh? Oh, well, I guess
That
I'll
was
pick the
original,
fire
what,
type.
150?
Yeah.
And
Original 150?
and then. You know how like Nintendo puts out the special cards that you can get like from GameStop and things like that. They give you a special. So like I was like, oh, I guess I got to visit the center and get all those. And so basically, right off the bat, I was given like 4. Like I got one that's like this exotic fairy type that's a level 100. One that's like a 50. All this, and so I have like 4 mega Pokemon.
I don't know anything about Pokemon.
And like I'm like, yeah, I can use these, and I didn't realize, I forgot. I should have known this, like because of the actual show where Ash couldn't get Pikachu to listen to him at first until he trusted him. So I'm sitting there throwing out like, is this little like level 15 person? And I was like, all right, I'll throw out this level 100 fairy and see like what their moves
They're
are.
not strong enough. You don't have enough badges.
Well, yeah, I was like, what? So I'm like, I was sitting there and I couldn't see what was going on, but I'll do attack, and it's like nothing happened and stuff, and I keep attacking it, and then they would just fall asleep, and I'm like, did he hit me with some like sleep spell? And like it didn't click in until like probably 30 minutes later of different battling while all my freaking Pokemon kept going to sleep. That they're not listening to me, and then they're like, you know what, F you, I'm going to sleep, and I'm like, you're dying because you're sleeping. Do you not have a sense to want to keep yourself alive?
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what, screw that.
To control them.
I put them all back and got like my main squad now. We rolling deep.
And you're playing X?
Yeah. I brought it with me today, so if there's downtime, I'm gonna pop it in and see if like I think Becky might have
Becky
one
has
of the other ones.
Y. I don't remember. I think Becky might have X too.
Yeah.
But she's way further than you.
I know. I'm just trying to learn some stuff in it now.
She'll show you.
She has every single game. She's not gonna buy multiple of the same game.
No, she never had to because we would always buy the opposites of one another.
Yeah, I bought X and Y, and then I was like, well, there's no point me having both.
Unless you want to
So I
get
took
all
one back.
both sides.
Like,
Of
it took me a year and a
know
half
anything
to like
about
play this on. Dude, you should play one of them. You'll get,
his
it's like
attention
crack.
span. His attention span wouldn't allow for him to play that.
Like, now I'm sitting there, I'm just taking them into a little...
Me?
Yeah, you.
I play more RPGs than you, dude.
Not real RPGs. You play Fallout. That's not
So,
a real RPG.
I'm RPG for life. Ooh.
No. Like JRPGs?
I'm talking about turn-based RPGs.
Yeah, like
What was the last one you played?
The last one I played was Chrono Trigger.
Recently? Like you bought it again
Like
and
the
played it, or
remake?
did it like
The
95?
DS.
Okay. So you played it in like 2001, 2002?
No.
You just
Like,
bought it?
I've never played it before, so
Oh, okay.
and I didn't want to spend the ridiculous amount of money
To get it on Super
to get a
NES?
Super Nintendo.
And then and then your battery not be good and it can't save every time you play and turn it
It's
off.
good. I liked it.
That's the best one, in my opinion.
I like Secret of Mana too,
That's a good one too. That's a really good one.
I just pictured like...
but it's gotta be a
Zack.
good RPG, you know. And I'm not saying Pokemon is bad by any means.
It's just the same story over
It's just
and over again.
okay. It's just it literally comes down to like the best RPGs nowadays end up on the handhelds,
Yeah.
and I just don't play. I mean, up until recently, I didn't even have a 3DS, so yeah.
Oh, Final
Brett-
Fantasies are really good.
I love the Final
Or-
Fantasies. I played every one of them.
Console.
Well, console version.
Final Fantasies
Kingdom
were
Hearts.
good.
The Final Fantasies really though are
love-
the holdouts now. I mean, that try to be the traditional RPGs and stick with the consoles.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think back to like what was that game, Lost Origin or something on the PS.
where it's like one of the ones that first went to Xbox 360.
PS2. It was like 4 discs.
It
and
was-
it had been so long since we'd seen. You know, the PS2 you had a lot of games that were multiple discs, and then
Yeah.
you went to PS3 and Xbox, and everything was 1 disc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I buy this game, I'm like, I have 3 discs again
Lost
because
Saga or
it's
something
so
like that.
big.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to put that much money and that much effort into drawing, you know, and building those worlds, that's just it makes more sense now to put them on handhelds and kind of downplay them a little bit. Even the Final Fantasy games are not like what they used to be because just the scale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now they're
The
going back to you. Sorry, go ahead.
the last one I remember like that multiple disc. Actually, the first one I remember on Xbox 360 was Blue Dragon, I believe,
Yeah.
Mm.
from the same art direction of Chrono Trigger and Dragon Ball. And when I got it, I was like, oh wow, this has 3 discs. I'm not gonna play this. And I put it in the collection. I just realized I was like, "That's not gonna get played." There's too many discs.
Enter disc 2. I'm like, oh, I gotta find disc 2. Where is it?
That's what happened to some of the older PS1 RPGs, like Xenogears.
Mm-hmm.
Disc 1, don't have disc 2.
Oh,
And you're like,
heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking.
Oh, because Xenogears is such a good game.
It is a great. It just came out on on the digital for the PS3.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it back.
I have the original.
I got it back.
That's why I play mine. I can still use my action replay on my original.
I'm excited about the Final Fantasy 15 though.
Yeah, I'm excited about.
Yeah.
I played that demo. It was pretty good.
Wait, which one?
Which
the original
one?
or
I never played the original one.
The original was better, in my opinion.
The tech demo one.
Basically,
It
there's
looked
two
good,
for people who might not know. The first one came out, a year and a half ago or a year ago or something?
Whenever your Final Fantasy
that's-
Type O came out.
That's when you.
Yeah. So about a
you
year
had to
ago.
buy that to play it. I remember.
And basically
thinking
it was
about that,
actually kind of like an excerpt from the actual campaign story of Final Fantasy, and they gave that to you and demonstrated some of the that you can call in, what are the summonings that you can call in.
The summon.
The
That summon was amazing.
Yes, like I didn't know what was going on when I first called it in. And I'm like, why is it getting cloudy? What the? And then all of a sudden a hand appeared and like picked me up. I was like, ah! I was like, what did I do? What did I do? And then it was really good. But that one there actually showed you what the game was like. It actually was gameplay.
The game is, yeah.
And then they released one a couple weeks ago, which was part of their Final Fantasy Uncovered or something. What the event they did, where they announced their anime, their movie that they're doing, and that demo the collector's editions, and that demo was basically a tech demo. So it just pretty much was there to show you what the different, this is how the lighting system works in the game when it transitions from night to day. This is how you how it looks when the rain starts, and what some of the creatures will look in the environment. It really had a feel of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah. They even called the
gameplay.
bad guys They didn't call them darkness, but they were nightfalls or something.
And they looked like Heartless, basically, but blue.
No, they called them darkness, but they looked like Heartless.
And so it was fun to me, but it really wasn't didn't have anything to do with the game. It was really just to show you some of the mechanics of the game. And
Yeah, I basically was like, glad this was the second demo you released.
No, I mean, I think it was just showing off what it was capable of, what it was going to look like to the general public,
but
and it looked good.
Everybody at this table understands the concept of tech demo. I actually didn't understand the concept of tech demo until Willie explained it to me over the phone.
Yeah.
He's like, it's basically a tech demo, and I was like, oh, well, explain to me what that is. And once he did, I was like, okay, that makes sense. We understand that concept. The average consumer does not. If you release that demo first, I don't think it would have been. You would have had your fanboys and fangirls that love that game, but that needed to be a second demo.
They try to explain
they branded
ahead
it
of
as
time.
a demo.
Yeah. They try to explain ahead of time that this has nothing to do with the story. It's not connected with it. This is just because it takes place in the dream world of the main kid, and he's actually a little kid in this demo. But I don't know if they came out during just when they released it and said it, but I know during the event they specifically made that.
Yeah, and they say that when you download the game.
Okay, this has nothing to do with it. It's just like a fun little side thing for you to do.
But I thought you had that was the only way you could get that little character, the little cat thing.
Oh, if you beat it, I think it's Cornelius or something what it is, but you can name it when you want after it's over. I played through it 3 times because I was trying to see if there's anything different. I got everything that there was in the game and stuff. And the only reason why is because I noticed a slight difference on the loading menu screen whenever you first start. The Cornelius or whatever, he's in kind of a standing up position on the screen, and then once you beat it, when it goes back to the main screen, he's now in a crouched down position. So I was like, why didn't it change? It changed something in the game, which it didn't, but I played through it again anyway. And I was like, man, why'd you make that change and make someone with OCD think there must be something else?
That's honestly the only reason I played it. I mean, I knew I was going to buy the game, so...
Yeah, and I'm still contemplating if lightning strikes and money falls out of the sky, that I'll buy the Ultimate Edition. Yeah, because
they
just look so cool.
They just re-released... Oh, they're not re-released, but they just added, 10,000 more units?
Yeah, but it's funny, because you're going to have to buy... If you want to play the game, you're going to have to buy one of those other versions, and then hope to get one of the other 10,000 units because they're saying it's not going to release before the launch of the game.
Oh, that's
Sneeze.
so
Yeah,
bad.
it was in your article. It was in the article you
shit.
shared, and I actually clicked on it and was like, I'm going to read this. I need to find out how I'm going to get this.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, I don't read every
And I
article
looked and I was like,
that I post.
I was like, that's so funny. They're saying that it may not be out by launch date. So these new allocations may not be out by launch date. So if you want to play it, go ahead and get your regular version over here. And then maybe you'll get lucky on those extra 10,000 that get released.
So to point out, Sir Yum Yum, because we're talking about gaming, said he played
Firewatch
last week.
I agree with that statement.
But that's probably gonna be one of them that we might play through because I haven't played it yet.
I want Willie to enjoy it. It's really a pretty short game.
3 hours
3-4
max,
3 to
or
4
minimum.
But the story is yours. What I mean by that is it's literally just dialogue, and your choices will actually change the story to fit you. If you catch my drift, like your story won't be the same as everybody else. There'll be a lot of similarities, but not quite the same. But just based on dialogue, because the story isn't what you're doing there; it's the relationship that you form with this person you're talking to. I'll say that's about it. But you were going to talk about Bravely Default because are you
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So Bravely Second in layer.
okay?
So apparently, because I got Bravely Second, and I just got lucky, and I was like, Bravely Second, the first one, and I wanted the collector's edition. I went into
Default.
Bravely Default. Thank you. I went into Best Buy and they had it. I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Yoink, I'll get the collector's edition. I want to play this. Everybody else I know is playing it. It's a Square Enix RPG, traditional with class bases. Sounds fun. I bought it, played it. It got to that crazy point where I had to play the game again 4 different times, all the way from the beginning. 4 different. So I turned it off. Not going to happen in my world. Fast forward to Bravely Second. In layer comes out. There's a collector's edition of that too. I thought I pre-ordered it. It's like, okay, cool. I go look at my pre-orders and I see what I have pre-ordered and I'm like, I don't see it. It came out on a Friday. Nintendo doesn't typically release on Fridays. It came out on Friday, like,
I thought Nintendo did release on Fridays.
Nintendo used to always release on Sundays.
Sundays.
Nintendo used to always release on Sundays. Now they've changed that scheme, and now Amiibos have started the Friday release. But those were Amiibos, and Amiibo-related things like games that have Amiibos with them started to release on Fridays. Well, I guess Nintendo's changed. They're Fridays. So it came out on the 15th, which I believe was a Friday. Or 14th, 15th, 14th of April. So I'm like, oh, well, I'll just go to all the retailers and see if I can find one. No. The collector's edition, which is amazing in comparison to the regular edition, was only released for pre-orders.
So I see this is going where the game is not bad. You just got.
I don't know if the game's bad.
You're
I refuse to buy the crappy version. I'm not buying the crappy version. So I don't know.
Excuse me.
And I can't seem to find one. And they released, I think, 1,000 more, 10,000 more, something, 1,000 more collector's editions, just out of the air online on GameStop.com. Didn't tell anybody. So I go in the store. They don't have any. Oh, we can order one. No, we can't. They're all gone. They're all gone. So now it's eBay, and I'm not paying eBay prices for it. So yeah.
All right. Well, so Yum Yum also wanted to talk about anime with us, and I haven't watched this yet, but I know Julius has, and I've heard good things about it. But he suggested Erased.
Who did?
So Yum Yum.
Yeah, it's great.
That all you gotta say?
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
it's great. All right, Tony the Tiger. Is that all you had?
I talked about it last time and the time before that. Yeah, so I've talked about it 3 times. So
all right,
it's great. It's a great film. It's not. It's a great 12 issues or 12 not issues. Excuse me, 12 episodes. You know me. I love anime, but I can't spend hundreds of episodes. It's just not going to work. Not with my world. But 12 or maybe 13. I think it was 12 though. Episodes, and it's not typically my type of anime. It's a very drama-driven anime. It also has content that I particularly don't care for in real world. But it was the story content, what it's about. Great story, very heartfelt. Super, the main character, you really rally behind him and you want everything to work out. I really liked it. I watched it. It only took me like 2 weeks, which is pretty good for me. And I really enjoyed it. I did. I really liked it.
I've been watching, like, basically, for the most part, anime is like my TV, where most people might watch, like, yeah, I'm going home to watch Breaking Bad or whatever. It's like, yeah, I'm going home to watch Assassination Classroom. So I usually get through my series just as quick as someone would get through their regular seasons and stuff too. So like I finished watching.
That's an understatement. I think you finished it a lot faster.
Oh yeah, but I want to sound somewhat normal. Like I recently watched, like 2 days ago. I watched. I finished watching Black Butler, Book of Circus. Like it's the third season. They've just finished the dub of it and uploaded it because the DVD's released. But yeah, I finished that. I guess it was just a few hours. Like I finished that like in a night. But then Assassination Classroom, I'm still watching too. And if you haven't started watching that yet, you really do need to. It sounds, I can't explain it really. It's not like what you're going to be thinking. Like once you watch it, you're like, this is completely not what I thought. But it's great. Basically, the classroom has to assassinate their teacher, who's basically kind of like an alien-looking creature who destroyed half of the moon and pledges to destroy the Earth and everyone on it if that classroom doesn't assassinate him by the end of term and stuff. And so you kind of get to find out you don't know where he's from, what he is. Like why he really even chooses to teach, but he's actually one of the best teachers in this whole school, and he's also teaching these kids to become assassins, so they can have a better chance of killing them. So it's really weird, but it's so funny and lighthearted and fun to watch.
I've heard great things about it from multiple sources. Obviously, you're the more reliable of them all. Well, one of the other ones is good too, really good too. But yeah, I've heard good things about that one. I want to watch it. It's how many episodes? 20 something.
23 in the first season, and another like 20. So
are they an hour or 30 minutes?
30 minutes.
27 or whatever.
And then and they're actually going to be. This is the last season of the anime they announced, and the manga is about to end too in a couple of chapters, and they announced that the anime is actually going to have the ending of the manga. So I guess they're going to actually wrap up the anime with the actual ending. Yeah,
that's cool.
So like, yeah, so
no one already knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, and so you're not going to have to wait, like, hope for another season so it concludes the actual story, or you have to read the manga. You can actually watch season 2 and get the ending from the manga.
That's cool.
And then just touch on it. This is a movie, but it's based off like anime and manga. Death Note, the new Death Note movie, which is filming over, or Universal is going to be, or Warner Brothers is going to be distributing it, but it's still filmed by a Japanese company, and it's going to be a sequel to the first 2 movies. I thought it was going to be like a remake, but it's not. It's actually a sequel. And this time, basically, there's 6 Death Notes that show up on the Earth and stuff. And so now there's 6 Death Note users, and L's predecessor trying to, I guess, track them down and stuff. And there's actually one is a woman, and she's like a serial killer. So she has no morals with why she's killing people, like Light did. And have y'all seen Death Note or anything? Mm-hmm. All right, Kirito has.
Yeah, I haven't.
We're talking, this is the live action.
Yeah.
I tried it. I didn't.
So, which seems like an interesting concept to me, instead of it just being those 2.
Me, I prefer darker, more drama-based things, and if it's too happy and flashy, I tend to kind of gravitate away. So that was right up my alley.
Did you ever start watching Log Horizon?
I have not watched that.
You need to. Like, if you liked Sword Art Online, I think this does it even better. I mean, I can talk about anime a lot, but those are my main suggestions.
Prison School Season 2, I need to see or hear about it, because I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything about Prison School Season 2.
Manga's a lot, so I tried.
Yeah, that's actually, you remind me, Sir Yan Yan brings up the fact that the live action Ghost in the Shell movie.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, like, what'd y'all think of y'all, I know most of y'all know about Ghost in the Shell. Is that you?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so what did y'all think about it?
I don't care. It'll probably end up being like Aeon Flux.
Alright.
Personally.
It's being as, like, I
really think it will be.
This kind of, and I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. It's probably going to suck. Yeah. Because Ghost in the Shell is excellent.
It's great.
Yeah, I love Ghost in the Shell.
The bar is set pretty high for
But the issue they had was they whitewashed, obviously, the character. She's Japanese in the
but she looks like a white girl in an anime.
All anime looks like that.
So that I don't really think they whitewashed.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
But anyway, go ahead.
Well, okay. The same thing can be said about like Avatar.
The Last Airbender?
Yeah.
I was like, the aliens?
Dude, there was yeah.
The blue
It's
alien.
like, it's like the blue
whitewashed those
Even
guys.
blue actors?
That was Sigourney Weaver. No, the big deal is the big thing is they whitewash the character, and let me preface this by like I'm torn on it for the simple reason I hate to see it sometimes because I mean I'm sure my Asian brothers and sisters out there would really like to get these roles that were kind of based on them. Dragon Ball Z is another good example of that.
God, that was trash.
But my point,
my
point is,
what?
I had never seen Dragon Ball before that.
my point is,
Dragon Ball Z, so I liked it.
my point is though.
Wait, sorry, Zach.
No, you're fine.
I want to make sure he knows what Dragon Ball we're talking about. Dragon
I know
Ball
exactly which one
Evolution.
you're talking about. With Chow Young Fat. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
Just want to make sure. Direct all your hate mail to.
but to be totally honest with you, here's the thing. I see it from both sides of it. I'd really like to see Asian actors get roles for Asian or that call for Asian characters. Unfortunately, with a movie like that, budget wise, I get it.
You gotta have a draw.
I get that no studio would finance a film with an unknown, and there's just not enough, of a draw, audience draw to get them to come see a movie like that. Now, hopefully that'll change at some point. And there's great, Asian and
there's anybody that could be that actress or play that role.
I'd like to see Hollywood take a gamble every once in a while.
And I think they're just really rolling the dice on Black Widow fame. Everybody loves her as Black Widow. You put her in something similar to that.
Sure.
So yeah.
Well, Scarlett Johansson by name, everybody knows she is. So it sucks, but I get it, and that's coming from an Asian. I used to act professionally too, so like I get it. I mean, I remember going to getting into martial arts just because it might help me out later on. Get a role.
That is very, very interesting though, just to think about how the characters are drawn in a way that is more likely to appeal to American audiences.
Yeah. Exactly why they have big eyes.
You can look at any anime and you're like, I know that's supposed to be a Japanese person. Their name is Japanese. They're speaking Japanese if we're not watching, an English dub version. All the context clues tell you they're Japanese, but they do not look Japanese.
They've actually started changing that though.
So I mean, even Attack on Titan. You look at that, the way that their characters are and the way that they talk don't match what they look like, and so
not at all.
They're whitewashing the idea, but they're not whitewashing against what people are used to seeing.
Yeah.
Except for Avatar. Avatar, they look pretty damn Asian.
I'll give you that one. But
it wasn't typical anime.
Dragon Ball.
I think they've gotten better.
A few characters do, but I mean, for the most part,
I think anime's gotten
seems pretty accurate.
They will draw. What's funny is
I don't think
in the world of anime, you don't really become Asian in anime until you get old.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about that?
That's a good statement.
I would agree with that.
So like you start out this white blonde haired, muscled, blue-eyed guy, and then when you get old, you become the pervy grandpa.
You have the long gray beard, and
I agree.
You are a prototypical Asian.
Yeah,
but I don't know. That was my thought on it. I mean, I'd like to see a change, but I'm not going to lose my shit over it.
I watch it because again, I like to support the media as I like.
Sure, and I also am not going to make a big deal out of it because I don't think the movie's going to be very good.
It won't be. It might be, but I doubt it.
It would be the first one.
I really think it's going to be like what we did with Peter Chung's Aeon Flux.
Yeah.
And,
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron, there was your draw. She was very popular at the time. They were like, oh, we can do this. And you're sitting there watching and going, did you guys look at the anime before you made that? Because these people should be almost naked in every scene.
Yeah. Well,
and it should not be PG-13, and she should die. But, and he's one of my favorite anime directors. So.
Well, with the Ghost in the Shell, also, the company that released the manga, I can't remember the name, I thought it was like Kandesha or something like that, announced, like, I think the president or whatever, they're the ones who distribute the actual manga of it, said that he didn't even picture, like, he didn't envision the character, like, when they did the live movie, he didn't even envision it being played by a Japanese person. He wanted, like, he thought it was a better fit to have a white person play it. So, like,
really.
So I guess,
in all actuality.
So it's probably just, it just might be
Yeah.
America that really has the problem with that type of stuff because we're America and, like, we tend to do it a lot more than other countries, and so I think a lot of other countries don't really even notice it or care. So, like, here we care more about that stuff when it happens.
And arguably, a lot of other countries aren't as diverse as America either. So,
Yeah, true.
So we would notice it more so than others.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, like I think we're also just a country too that we tend to be more biased about everything to the we tended to be for so long over on one side of the scale that now everything basically can fire off something because we're trying to get the scale balanced back on the other side. So every little battle that pops up, people try to fight it.
But yeah, we're so
instead of
diverse,
picking.
we'll never be balanced. So
Yeah.
it's a snake eating its own tail. It's never going to stop. So it's just not going to happen. But the movie could be good. Let's hope and see.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be better than what was the one she did by Luc Besson? What was the one she did where she became she could do everything? What was
Lisa?
it?
Oh.
It was something like that.
Lucy.
It wasn't
Lucy. Was it that bad?
Man, you know me.
I watched like the first 10
so
minutes of it, and I was like,
existential.
"Damn, this looks good."
It looked good, but it was so existential.
Well, I mean, the
Everything was
first
going
10
around,
minutes
you're
really
yeah.
drew me in.
You're like,
First 45 minutes
and then
were
I got
good, and then it
busy.
just kind of
went out. He didn't know what he was going. Well,
Yeah.
he didn't know where he was going with that, and he wanted to be smart, and he had action packed, and it was like not really Fifth Element. So slow down, but and then it went somewhere else completely.
I meant to mention this, or wanted to mention this back when we were talking about, like, Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. But did y'all see what Jared Leto did to get into, like, the mind of the Joker? You didn't? No. This has nothing to do with the actual movie itself. He did stuff like he sent like a dead pig to
the cast.
Yeah, to all the cast members. Used condoms to
and anal beads.
Yeah, and anal beads to the main woman.
I get method acting. At the same time, I'm like,
he's crazy.
Yeah, he is.
I was trying to figure out. I was like,
he's on,
are they used in the sense of? I'm wondering if he actually used them or did he just open it up? Like
they said, used condoms.
Yeah, but they can just mean like it was already.
Typically,
open.
when somebody says used condom, they mean it's used.
Yeah, but he's an actual actor.
He's an Oscar-winning actor. Yeah,
he's an Oscar-winning actor. Like, did they have a Grammy for 30 Seconds to Mars?
Yeah,
a Grammy award-winning and a damn good. I like 30 Seconds to Mars. I really do.
I've never heard this.
I'm not a huge fan of wanting to like something because you're just like, really, he's an actor. And no,
hey, Gary Sinise has
a
a good band.
Damn good band.
Gary Sinise. CSI.
But I would just like, surely he's not going to send a cast member an actual condom full with his semen.
Mine would be on eBay in a heartbeat.
And so I was like, so that's.
Want to have Jared Leto's kid? He sent it to me. Here you go.
It's on ice. He was in dry ice. Jared Leto's like, this backfired so hard on me.
eBay in a heartbeat.
He's like, good.
Wow.
I'm about to play a role of a father, so this is perfect.
COA, Certificate of Authenticity.
So anyways, yeah. He's crazy.
I would smack someone in the face if they sent me a used condom.
Yeah, he's definitely on a different level.
You should play some.
And women love him.
Oh wait, we're not editing this out.
I guess he's a pretty guy, but he is on a different level. It's crazy. Like I like listening to his acceptance speeches, and I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Oh, he gets deep and weird.
Is he like Matthew McConaughey?
No,
crazy.
No. Matthew McConaughey's not crazy.
I mean,
Matthew
weird,
McConaughey just
not deep. But that's not.
Speaking of Matthew McConaughey, he's not in the movie, but what is
That's like Easy
what's his name? He did. I stay older. I get older. They stay the same age. What was that movie?
Days Confused.
Yeah, Days.
He
I want to see
director that. Everybody wants some.
Linklater.
Richard Linklater. Everybody wants some.
It looks
His 80s version. It looks great. I want to see it. Like I want to see it now.
What's that? Is that the one with the private eyes?
No, that's
no.
Nice
It's
Guys.
just. Did you ever see Days Confused?
Nope.
Great movie about the growing up in the 70s.
He's doing
and
one
he's
about
doing
growing
about
up
the
in
80s.
adolescence and they.
I'm pretty sure it was Linkletter.
It is. You're right.
Okay.
You're right. I was saying, but I was just saying the movie. Yeah.
Well, you did this. I'm like,
That's what he does. That's what Matthew McConaughey does. Why do you always dating all these high school girls?
well, no, I know
He's
the
like,
line, but I mean, I thought you
they
meant
stay
like
the same
an actor,
age.
in
He
the
does.
movie. I was like,
Yeah, that's what he does.
all right.
But
Well, if you guys have anything else, see, we went an hour and 12, guys.
I have no idea how. I have no idea how.
because we talked. And
We pulled
had some
this
good
episode.
stuff.
We pulled this episode out of our butts.
I think Willie's just amazed that we can converse with each other for this long. We can hold a conversation with each other for
to
that
be
long.
quite
For
honest,
nothing?
to be quite honest, 20 minutes of it was you talking about your power Pokemon shit.
That doesn't matter because Pokemon was awesome, and I didn't realize how awesome it is, and now it's so awesome, and I'm just happy about how awesome the game is. Even though I don't sleep anymore because I'm up all night playing Pokemon, but I'm gonna level up, evolve the
you're gonna
bitch
get
out of those
Pokemon
bitches.
Go? Yep, you'll be playing Pokemon Go, driving around in your car.
Oh,
I will
I'm
too.
a huge Ingress
Ingress,
player.
yeah.
I, mean,
I
I,
never
played
got
all
to
the-
Ingress.
I actually diverted on my way
Ingress?
here to pick up some
Ingress?
portals. So yeah, I will be all over.
Hey guys, he's never played English.
I never. That's how you actually say it. Ingress.
Ingress.
English. I never played it. Like, well, I've started up, but I don't quite.
I got
understand it.
confused, but I liked it. Once I figured it out,
Because it seemed like I was like in like zones, but nothing would happen, and I'm like, oh.
Every single time I'm in the car.
Yep.
Especially because I drive through campus all the time. If you drive through campus or downtown, there's portals everywhere.
So what do you
Portal
do?
right
Just-
across the street.
Do you just stop in it and like open up
You just
English?
drive by. You
Ingus.
hack
Angus.
portals. You blow
So
up
far.
enemy portals. You.
But
take
do you
control
pull
of
over, or
portals.
do you? How do you drive? Do you drive by? You're just like,
I
attack,
hack and go. If I'm just hacking,
Lost
I'll just
Odyssey,
drive by.
that
and
was
hit
the
button.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lost Odyssey. Yeah.
Last Odyssey.
But if I
I
want
can
to take
see
over
it.
a portal, I'll pull into a parking
Yeah, I
lot.
couldn't think of the
I
name.
pull in parking lots all the time. I'll sit here and I'll. Good. It's fun.
So what are you doing for the rest of the day?
I want to get lunch. So, are we finished?
It's like I want to get lunch.
We haven't done an outro. I just want to go play with my Amazon Echo I just got. This has been another episode of the Nerdgasm Channel Podcast. I'm Zach, Romeo313.
Jules, Fade Alexander.
Brandon, Kirito.
Willie, artificial ninja.
Thanks for listening, watching, whatever. Links are going to be... Oh, wait. We're not doing this on YouTube, so we can cut this right now. Peace out, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye.